Welcome back to my kitchen. It is Tuesday. We are going to the races this weekend. So I've got a pork butt here that's been soaking in some pear juice overnight. And what I am going to do is I'm going to pull it out, put the spice rub on it, and then it's going to sit for another 24 hours. And I'll bake it tomorrow night because I'm off on Thursday and I can pull it on Thursday. Have it ready for us on Saturday. Okay, let's drain this a little bit. And the spice rub. Rub that all over the place. That smells good. Okay. Okay, I'm going to wash my jar off, wash my hands off, put this back in the fridge for the next 24 hours. It's Wednesday. It's time to bake the Boston butt for the race this weekend. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it in the oven. I set the oven to 260 degrees. I'm just waiting for it to come up to temperature. When it does, I'm gonna put it in and it's gonna bake for a good 10 hours. Good morning. It is Thursday and the pork butt is done. It's resting on the counter over there. So this morning, before we pull that, I want to get the rolls rising for their first rise, and then we'll pull the pork butt. So I've got all the ingredients out. It says that our first step is to grease our pans, but that's going to be 3 hours away before we need them, or at least an hour and a half. And the pork butt's sitting in the pan that I need. So we're going to move to step 2. And step 2 is in a small saucepan, we need to heat up our pineapple juice, 1.5 cups. Okay, that needs to come up to 105. Right now, it's at 74 and a half. While we're waiting for that to come up, in our stand mixer with our paddle attachment, we need to add 2 tablespoons of sugar and 4.5 teaspoons of dry active yeast. The recipe calls for 2/3 cup of sugar. I'm going to measure that into the bowl here, because we're not going to use it all right now. Okay, there's our sugar. I might need this again. For our yeast, we need 2 tablespoons of this. So 1, 2. And it says to mix it. I'd rather do that by hand, because that's not doing anything. Mix that up. We are at 89. There's still some yeast in there. Okay, we are up to temp. I'm going to go ahead and pull that off the heat and add it to our yeast. Give that a quick stir. Now we're going to let this rest for 10 minutes until it becomes nice and frothy. Okay, we are nice and frothy. So next, we have the rest of the sugar, butter, vanilla, and eggs. So the rest of the sugar. Half a cup of room temperature butter, which is 1 stick. Two large eggs. Should get the sugar bowl over here. Crack them into that. See, and that's why we did the sugar bowl. Got a shell in there. Okay, 2 eggs. Wash my hands. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This is my first time making this, so I am going to stick to the recipe. And mix that up. Ooh. Maybe I should have cut the butter up a little bit. Because it just splashed out. Okay, now let's try mixing that. That's better. While that's working, I'm going to clean up the mess I just made. Once that's combined, it says to add 3 cups of our bread flour. But we need to switch our attachment to the dough hook for this. Stir that in. It can take up to 6 cups, but it said to start with 3 and then add a half a cup at a time until the dough pulls away from the side of the bowl. Oh, that feels better. I hate it when it sticks. Go. Okay. I'm gonna wash my hands off. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna throw a little oil on the top of that. so it doesn't dry out. Flip it over. Oil the other side with the remaining oil that's in the pan and on the hand. Okay. Got a clean towel here. We're just going to cover that up. And it's going to sit for about an hour and a half until it doubles in size. I'm going to get this place cleaned up, reset, and I'll meet you back here in an hour and a half. Changed my mind. We're going to go ahead and pull the pork while we're waiting for that to rise. So I'm going to set a timer for an hour and a half. I haven't looked at this since it came out of the oven, so we're looking at it for the first time together. She's pretty. I had to turn on the ceiling fan. So we're just gonna grab it. Just start pulling it. I have a very impatient dog sitting right behind me, hoping I'll drop something. I hate to break it to him, he's not getting any of this. Give it a taste. Oh, that's good. Now I'm gonna get it all cleaned up. Wash this pan. Cover that, get that in the fridge, and then I'll be back. It hasn't been quite an hour yet, but when you press the dough and it keeps the divot, it's done rising. So I need to figure out how big my rolls are going to be. I want to do 5 rows of 4, so 20 rolls. We weigh 216.2 grams in the bowl. it out of the bowl. Bowl weighs 68.2. So the dough is 148 grams divided by 20. Roughly 7.4 grams per roll. Okay. It's gonna sit and rise for another hour and a half or until it's doubled in size again. While we are waiting on the rolls to rise, quick garden update. I have stuck some more tomatoes in where the cantaloupe had died. The pumpkins still look good. We have lots of new growth on that. We do have one cantaloupe plant. Watermelons still haven't done anything. I did replace one. Looks like I need to replace another. Over here, where the peppers had died off, I put more tomatoes in. Because you can never have too many tomatoes. These squash look really good. The honeydew look okay. The zucchini have a lot of new growth and some actual flowers. Some peppers actually are surviving. So we'll see what happens. The cucumbers are starting to come out of shock. We've got new growth and they're going green. That one looks really good. But I'm still waiting for them to get just a little bit longer so I can get them clipped up. As you can see, I've got a few of them clipped up already. And then the surprise of yesterday was I woke up and we had beans. It looks like some did not sprout, so I will come back and reseed those areas probably later today. But we do have beans. And these tomatoes over here are still looking okay. Nothing has really changed in this area except maybe a little growth. But I think it's time I need to go check on those rolls. But I gotta collect the dog first. Put the onions and garlic. Ooh, we got a strawberry. Look at that, it's my first strawberry. I do not see any more bits of red peeking out. Okay, Charlie, come on. They're still bouncing back a little bit. They can use a few more minutes. So I'm gonna pull them out of the oven, cover them up, set them on the counter. For now, I will turn off the ceiling fan, but I wanna preheat the oven to 350. While I'm waiting on the oven to preheat, I am going to take this small saucepan here. I'm gonna melt some butter in it with some honey. And we're gonna brush the top of the rolls when they come out of the oven with this. Not a lot of honey, it doesn't need a lot. Like 2 tablespoons, that was 1, that's 2. Okay, now we're just gonna let that melt and get it all combined and stirred up. Residual heat will melt the rest of that butter. Okay. Just set that off to the side. Now we're just waiting on the oven. The rolls are ready to go in the oven. The oven is up to temp, so I'm gonna go ahead and put them in now. They bake for 20 minutes. While they're baking, I'm gonna go out and reseed the beans that I need to do because it's starting to sprinkle. I need to be quick about this. It's raining on me. It might be sprouting. There. Over here. Oh, I dropped my bean. We need one. There. That one's sprouting. There, this side, we just need one. Right here. Okay. Okay, one more project while we are waiting on the rolls to cook. So I need to figure out a rig so that I can reheat the pulled pork at the track. So I bought some of the sterno cans. I'm gonna put a sterno can inside one of my foil pans here. I'm gonna create some sort of grate to put over it. And then I'm gonna put this one on top with a bunch of water. And this one will sit in, and I'll cover it with foil and reheat in here. So I gotta figure out a way to suspend that. And I have a lot of this fencing, so why not use it? So, let's see here. That goes on with water. And that goes on with meat. We should be good. Let's take a look at these rolls. They do not look done to me. Oh, but they look good. Let's check their temperature. It's 200 if they're done. They're about 150, so I'm gonna say 5 more minutes. The timer's getting ready to go off again, so let's take the temperature and see where we're at. Not quite there. We're gonna go for 4 more minutes. Okay, let's check it again. Perfect. Out of the oven. Set them over here to cool. They're a little crusty, so you cover them. And they will soften as they cool. I forgot to video me putting the butter glaze on top, but I did do that. So they're completely cooled now. Let's cut one of these open. Oh, that's pretty. Got some barbecue. Or pulled pork, not barbecue. It wasn't barbecued. That looks delicious. Let's give it a taste, see how it tastes. It's really good. Nice and light. And it's not too sweet. I'm definitely keeping that recipe. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Next time you see me, we'll be at the track.